Hi, Thomas Enqvist here from BetSafe. We are continuing on the grass court season, and today we're looking forward for the tournament in Halle, Germany.
Yes, hello and welcome. And the tournament in Halle is celebrating the 25th year's anniversary. Congrats from us. But Thomas, before we look at Halle, you today have a focus on another tournament. Tell us.
Yes, it's true actually. Just after I finished talking to you, Jonas, I will go and play the final at the Championship Tour event here in Scotland, where I'm at the moment. So it's going to be fun to play some tennis myself today.
And who are you playing in the final?
I will play Greg Rosetsky, so it's pretty suitable now when we speak about grass court tennis.
And talking about other old guys, former top players, excuse me if I say that, Thomas, I hope it's okay. I will mention three names: Arnaud Clément, Magnus Larsson and Michael Chang. They have one thing in common. They played Roger Federer the first time he played in Halle. It was year 2000. And Thomas, that tells us how long Roger Federer has been in the tennis and what kind of ambassador he has been for the sport for so many years. What do you say about that?
Unbelievable. I mean, with all the record he has broken and all the Grand Slams he has won, his 18 Grand Slams. But one thing that amazes me a lot is the way that he has kept up the high level for so many years. Like you said, now it's been almost 17, 18 years of fantastic tennis. And as a big Roger Federer fan, you will hoping that it's going to continue and last forever.
And of course, I mean, it's possible to make the whole program about Roger Federer and his performance during the years in Halle, where he has been in 10 finals and he has 8 titles. It's a great record, of course. But what I wonder, Thomas, is when he lost this week in his first match in Stuttgart against Thomas Haas, do you think that affects Roger Federer when he comes to Halle? And if so, in what way?
It was a very big surprise, I would imagine, especially also that Roger Federer has dominated the season so far. Of course, not the clay court season where he was not playing, but he has won the first Grand Slam of the year, Australian Open. He has won Indian Wells and Key Biscayne, and he's been playing, I think, as good as he ever been playing. So it was a surprise, of course, that he lost early in Stuttgart. I don't think, though, that would affect him too much in Halle. I think the opposite. I think that he will be even more keen now to get a few matches in before Wimbledon. I think that it's not going to move his confidence or anything like this. I think that he didn't like that he lost in the first round. He would have planned to, of course, get some more matches there. But I think that it would not influence him on the way he would perform in Halle.
And we shall also mention that Thomas Haas is one of 2 players, only 2 players. Leighton Hewitt is the other one who has defeated Roger Federer in the final in Halle. And we must say that Federer has a tough draw in Halle where he can play Misha Zverev in the second round. I mean, Zverev is a very good grass court player and he's in good form. Today he's playing semi-final in Stuttgart.
Yeah, he has a great grass court game, Misha Zverev, and also, of course, with coming in from confidence with at least the semi-final in Stuttgart. So, of course, that's going to be a tough, potentially second round for Roger Federer. But I think Roger would probably have found his ground. I think even if he only get one match in Stuttgart, he's back on the tour. He has played that match. He's out of his way, and I think he's very keen on getting as much matches as possible in Halle. So, for me, Roger Federer is the big favorite to win another title in Halle.
And in the strong field in Halle, of course, we also have Sasha Zverev, who last year were in the final after defeating Roger Federer in the semi-final. Alexander Sasha Zverev is not that experienced on grass, but he has some really good results. For example, this week, today he's playing the semi-final in Rosmalen.
Absolutely, I mean, with that serve, I mean, he is very effective on grass. Actually, I think that Alexander Zverev is a all-around player. I think he can do well on all surfaces. I mean, that's what he showed when he won Rome a couple of weeks back ago. But definitely he's a dangerous grass court player as well. And I would say that for me, he's one of the biggest contenders against Roger Federer to potentially win the title.
And Thomas, suppose you were a tournament director and had the possibility to choose. What would you choose? Murray, Wawrinka, Cilic and Raonic? who are playing next week in Queens, or Federer, TM, Sasha Zverev, and Kei Nishikori, who are playing in Halle?
Oh, that's a difficult question, very difficult question. But I would say that I would choose Federer any day. And after that, it doesn't really matter who else you have, kind of. Of course, it matters in a way. I mean, you have a lot of great players, but I mean, Roger Federer is in my eyes, the biggest player we ever had in the game. Everywhere he goes, he's loved. He brings a big crowd. He brings sponsorship. He brings everything to a tournament. So all the respect to the other players, fantastic players as well. But if you have any chance to get Roger Federer to your tournament, that's what I would have done.
Let's say a few words about Kei Nishikori. I mean, he's a world-class player. He has been in one Grand Slam final in US Open. And when you see how he moves and overall the way he plays, you think he should be a very good grass court player. But the results doesn't show that. I mean, he has been in 2 semifinals in Halle, and last year he was in the round of 16 in Wimbledon. But overall, the results are not as good as it could be, or it should be, when you see him the way he plays. Do you agree?
Well, it surprised me a little bit that he hasn't done better. I mean, he's such a great player, and he's also doing really well on the fast surfaces. Like US Open, for example, is very quick, and he's done very good there in the past. And indoors, he's playing really well. So I'm a little bit surprised. I think he has something to do with the movement. I mean, he's one of the fastest players on the tour. He moves extremely well, but I think he has tough time to find his footing on the grass. And of course, that he's leaning so much on his footwork in his game. So I think that has bothered him a little bit So I think that the more actually he plays on the grass, the better he would be. And I think that if he can get through, like let's say, like a couple of matches, and the grass get a little bit more used, and you get a little bit better footing, I think Nishikori has a game to actually play really well on grass.
And then let's see, Thomas, if Kei Nishikori is among your favorites in Halle. It's time for your picks.
Absolutely, and Roger Federer, of course, the big favorite to win another Halle title. I would say even especially now when he lost early in Stuttgart, because he will be very, very keen on get some more matches in before Wimbledon. And I think we will see a super focused and very hungry Roger Federer in Halle, and I would say that he's the man to beat. Biggest contender against Roger Federer, I would say, is Alexis Zverev. I think it's TM that also can, with his big shots, big swing. Never, of course, you cannot speak about Kalovic when it comes to grass, because he always have 1 or 2 tournaments a year where he plays well and goes to final, or even sometimes all the way, and especially on the grass court season. He's a dangerous player as well.
Karlovic is always dangerous on grass. We can see it this week, where he today's play the semi-final in Rosmalen. And that's all for now from Thomas Enqvist and me, and we will be back for the grand grass final in Wimbledon in a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching. See you then. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you very much for watching and listening, and we see you again very soon. It's time for Wimbledon soon, so see you then. Bye-bye.